Hello. This is a podcast that is not for people who don't like adult language, but it is for people who do like science. It's Holy Fucking Science! And we're doing a live show, as you might have imagined. We didn't do that in post. That's real people out there. Hey, real people. In this podcast, four friends get together and we try to astound and amaze each other with facts about the universe and how we learned things about the universe enough that one of us will say, holy fucking science. And joining us today, we have Dr. Aaron Carroll. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
You are a medical doctor. You doctor people. You also teach doctor people.
Correct.
And you also tell people about medicine on the internet.
Yes. Healthcare triage.
Healthcare triage. I'm Hank Green. I'm a host of things on YouTube mostly. We also have Emily Grassley. Hello.
Hi. Aww. Ah, this is the best crowd ever.
Emily is the host of The Brain Scoop, works at the Chicago Field Museum, and is a science communicator, really great person, really excited about dead stuff.
Yeah. Everything is dead.
Everything's dead. And we have Caitlin Hofmeister, senior producer of SciShow.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm excited.
All right. So the theme of today's episode of Holy Fucking Science was decided by some crazy person to be bodily functions.
That was me. I decided that. And I have a cold right now, so it worked out really well.
Right. You're having a bodily function happening right out of your nose.
Yeah. Who gets this mic after me?
What did you think of the theme bodily functions, Aaron?
I'm a doctor, so it wasn't actually the scariest one, I'm sure, for me. But I will say it was interesting because I had a tough time trying to think about the difference between talking about the body in general and then bodily function. So I'm curious to see if my things are actually skirting the line.
It's sort of fascinating. Isn't most of what a non-functioning body is just
Right.
sort of a lump of flesh? It's like a hamburger.
Right.
It's a dead thing.
Yeah. Right. Dead stuff. So all functions of the body are the
Correct.
bodily functions. So we've all brought a thing, and none of us knows what the other person's thing is. I'm very excited to find out what your things are, and we're going to go by order of who peed last. When did you pee last, Dr. Aaron Carroll?
It's been a while.
Really?
I haven't had time, yeah.
Yeah, I think my last was right before main stage.
Okay, I would say mine was 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Are you drinking enough water?
Yeah, you should.
Oh, no, that's...
Right here.
Don't. You're going to get me started already. That's garbage. You don't need that much water.
I think I peed about an hour ago.
Okay, an hour ago.
I'm a nervous peer, but so when I get nervous, I feel like I have to go all the time, but I don't actually go. So I've attempted recently, but it was just a nervous pee scare. It's a real thing.
I don't really know how to count that, Emily.
Yeah, when
I had
you
3 attempts and
Pee
one was
attempts, right.
successful.
Okay. I feel like you should go first then.
Oh, man. Oh.
We can have Caitlin go first.
Let's
If
have Caitlin go
okay.
I love going first because then I'm less nervous.
Then you're done. You don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it anymore.
Yeah. Frequently we drink beer when we do Holy Fucking Science, dude, so I get the hiccups or burpee. So I try to go first so that I'm
Right.
not
If you go last,
tired.
you're like, well, I need to drink really fast, or I need to save it till the end.
Yeah. So,
What do you got?
speaking of burps, I want to talk to you about farts.
Have you
Butt
heard the good
burps.
word?
Yeah. And so, in the news right now, a really hot issue is which animals fart. And that's really exciting to be finding out new things about new animals that we didn't know that they fart, but now we know that they do fart. But I was really inspired, Emily, by what you said earlier today, is that we have only discovered 15% of the species out there. We need to there's more to discover in our own backyard.
So we've only discovered 15% of the farts out there.
Yes. So and speaking of discovering in our own backyards, I want to talk about dog farts and the studying that has been going into dog farts and what they're made of. And so dog farts, you might think would be their own thing, but because we developed along with dogs, we share very similar diets. So their farts are made of mostly the same things as human farts, which I felt really close to dogs knowing that. I was comforted by that.
I'm interested in, like, if it even is a lot of the same, like, species of bacteria that colonize dog guts as human guts.
I don't know the species of bacteria, but I do know it's the same foods that trigger.
Okay.
So probably.
Well,
Except
I
that
bet
we
if you
don't
have
eat
a dog, like, you have some of their bacteria inside of you.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Because you're not. You're like, don't lick my face, don't do it. But okay though. I know that you were literally just licking your ass, but okay, sure.
Can I ask a question? Like, what is the abstract or the pre-proposal for the National Science Foundation looks at like when you're like, yeah, I'm really curious. I want some grant money to study dog farts.
Oh.
And like the PI is like, Joey, my 13-year-old son, like, go back to your room.
Yeah.
Stop trolling me.
Yeah. So so a group of scientists wanted to create a flatulence collecting system for dogs, which just looks like a fart jacket. Like it's like a little like life jacket that the dog wears on their back with a tube that connects to each dog's anus because they had.
It just like full on collection.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't think that you could do it that way, but now I'm curious.
Very
It
patient
feels like that would
dogs.
make it easier to fart, and therefore it would be not really a realistic check.
So I don't think it's like
I mean, it's still the same
In-
gas.
No, but it's like, is it in the
No,
Yeah,
anus?
it goes
Because if
goes
it's in
in.
the anus, then it's like, it's not, with a real
It's a-
fart, you got to build up enough pressure to get it out. If you've
Yeah,
already got a
it's a
tube in there,
It's not about volume, Aaron.
No, but I'm going to disagree with you because it's like it's when it's enough that you might notice it or hear it. Otherwise, well, I don't know. What do you consider a fart? That's the difference.
Oh, so here's the thing. My dog inspired me to make this, to research this because my dog, like, dog farts are famously like silent but deadly.
Yeah.
But my dog has like audible farts. Like
Right.
you could hear him fart, and they don't smell that bad. So he's
Lucky.
got a better diet than I do.
Yeah, whereas my Lemon was like, okay, everyone has to leave. You'd be like upstairs. You're like,
And
oh,
can
Lemon.
attest.
Yeah. She couldn't come to, like, we had to stop bringing her to the office. People were like, no, this is a hostile work environment.
Wait, so if you're collecting dog farts, I have to ask, as a museum person, are they being deposited in a museum anywhere? Can I be the curator of dog farts?
How do you dispose of dog farts?
Yeah, I think they just like dissolve into the ether or like the atmosphere. So the fart jacket, I should tell you about the tube. It's not inserted into the anus, it's held close to the anus. And then patterns of flatulence were monitored for 14 hours after feeding over 4 days. And so it measured the rate of hydrogen sulfide production, the flatulence index, and the frequency and number of emissions were evaluated as potential indicators of flatulence characteristics. And so the fart jacket collected the farts, and then they had an odor judge, and that's who rated.
How do they
How sticky
decide
they
what
were.
qualifies you to be an
It's just like
odor
a
judge?
sommelier. It's just like this person that like just drinks wine for a living, and it's like, oh, I could also smell farts if you pay me $15 an hour.
The bouquet
I'm in.
kisses emulates a nice rosé. Yeah.
Best paired with cheese and hot dogs. And so the farts were rated. It was a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being no odor, 4 being bad, 3 was mildly unpleasant. That was like the base. And then 5 was unbearable. And so I think that they didn't collect them because they had to like
Yeah.
judge them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That totally
I still
makes
want to know
sense.
about this. So, but the thing is wearing the jacket. Did the sommelier like have to follow the dog around constantly smelling, or did they like once in a while let it out?
I think they would collect I don't know, but we should design one where they do have to do that and wear like a little mask. But so I think they would collect in the jacket and then they would smell. I'm assuming away from the dog because you don't want to be like, that looks like a stinky dog. Like you don't want to be
Right, you don't want to be
prejudging.
influenced by.
Yeah, it's a blind smell test.
It'd be interesting to know if there's like a psychological connection between what a dog looks like and how bad you think its farts
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe dachshunds are like really getting a bad rap, and
Right.
it should have been the Labrador. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The purpose of this test was to not only see what was in dog farts, which is basically what's in our farts, like methane and hydrogen sulfide, but they wanted to see if dog farts can be cured cured. Like it's a problem. It's not a problem. And so they cannot be cured. Dogs fart. And but
There's no cure.
yeah. But
Chronic
they
dog
can
farts.
be made they can reduce the stinkiness of the farts. And in one study of human farts, subjects were asked to consume pinto beans, and then they measured their farts. I don't know if they had to wear a fart jacket, but the study of dogs was based on the study of humans. And so they found that charcoal, zinc acetate, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but yucca shidagira.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, okay. Those 3 dietary supplements together would reduce the stinkiness of human farts, and so they gave dogs treats, these same dogs, then the odor judge evaluated, and they were significantly less stinky.
Well,
than-
Emily, we have answered your question about the grant. There is no grant. This is clearly being made by a company that is attempting to make fart decreasing stink dog treats.
Oh my gosh.
And like, don't be surprised if you see that at PetSmart in the next couple of years.
What should they call it?
I don't know. We need
Fart,
whole.
fart, fart is what
There's-
somebody said.
They have them. It's a thing for humans already. Devrom.
It's a prescription? Or
Oh.
boy. Well,
Oh boy. Emily's gone. She has to go. She has to
gotta
go to the
go.
drugstore. No particular reason.
Yeah. This has been fun, but I always said I have nervous peas. I mean, the nervous farts are something totally different. Sorry, everybody.
Oh man, this is a good one, Caitlin.
Yeah. So those also those 3 supplements. Yeah. Now I just feel like I'm selling this stuff. They can reduce the stinkiness of dog poop as well. So, yeah. But I mean, yeah.
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 Holy fucking science. So submit your brand names, #dogfarts on Twitter. I'll read them out at the end of the episode. I'm not kidding. And this episode will be brought to you by those companies.
Yes.
I was going to say, it sounds like Caitlin's moonlighting for the dog fart
I
company.
am. It's my
Anti-dog
other
fart.
job.
Is this how you're? Is this your new job? You're gonna quit SciShow and just
Yeah.
sell dog fart pills for the rest of your life?
But I feel like you'd hit a ceiling with that job. Eventually you'd cure all the dog farts. So you'd have to start making dogs stinky.
There
again.
are always
you
new
can't
market.
cure that. Yeah, you can't, I mean, there's no curing it.
No.
It's just
Curing
what it
the
is. Yeah.
stink.
Oh, another fun fact about dog farts is that there was a
There
survey
are no
taken.
fun facts about dog farts. I'm sorry. None.
There was a survey done on people's complaints about their dogs farting, and they were like, yeah, my dog farts. Yeah, it's really gross. I wish it wasn't as stinky. But in terms of a thing that they wished didn't happen, no one was like, I wish my dog didn't fart. That's just a thing that they accept about their dogs. and love
Right.
about
So
them.
maybe it's a difficult product market fit. People are like, I wish my dog's farts were less stinky, but it's also like,
But I
but I
don't
love my
care.
dog and I love everything about my dog, even my dog's stinky farts.
Yeah.
Maybe it's everyone loves their own dog's farts, and so it's got to be something you could slip into other people's dogs.
Yes.
Those are the bad
Yeah.
dog farts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hank. I mean, you might have tolerated Lemon's farts, but
Yeah, the office
rough.
would have preferred, anytime anyone would be over at my house, they would have preferred a solution to this definitely a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you were wearing a mask connected to a
Fart jacket.
a fart jacket of my dog,
You could pass out, maybe.
I think it would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Like hydrogen sulfide is very toxic, which is why it smells so bad, because
Yeah.
you need to know if it's around.
get away from
and
it.
it is produced by the earth, and so there are situations where you might be in a place where there's lots of hydrogen sulfide, and you can't see it. So our noses are designed to be run away from that smell, which is why so it's you don't want to breathe in a lot of hydrogen sulfide, you will die. So I would not put my mouth up to Lemon's anus.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
For a number of reasons, yeah.
I mean, any other reasons why I shouldn't do that, Dr.
Many.
Aaron Carroll?
Well, many. I mean, just, the risk of death is just but the most serious of them. I would not be doing it for a host of other reasons.
I'm totally thinking of now an alternate universe where the dog farts are actually going into a museum collection, and the collections manager or curator goes rogue and uses all of the dog farts in the collection to make a nuclear fart bomb and destroys a country.
Good. Chemical warfare.
Yeah, if anybody wants to run with that, you can have that idea.
I think, Emily, you should just get a bunch of vials and label them. Like, they don't actually have to have farts in them, but just pretend and have a whole wall at the Field Museum, like an installation downstairs, and just have it say that they're farts. This is the Field Museum's fart collection.
Well,
people would be like, oh my God, I don't believe these scientists, they have no connection to reality. They're just collecting farts. Literally collecting farts.
Actually, this is like a pretty good segue into what I was going to talk about.
Okay, perfect.
You think we have odd collections at the museum. One of the odd collections we have is that we actually have a baculum collection. So if you know me, you know that I have the maturity of a 12-year-old boy, and so I think the fact that penis bones being a thing is hilarious. Yeah. So there's a bone located in many vertebrate mammals' penis called a baculum, and they're important diagnostic tools for differentiating one species from another. And so we have like a lot of them in a couple of cabinets that you can go and take people to see the dick bone collection.
So there are some species that the only way you can tell them apart is by their dicks?
Yeah. By the shape and the morphology and the size and the circumference. Like very detailed research done on penis bones. Like NSF grants go towards differentiating this. Like it's a big deal. So it's a lot, like ground squirrels especially. You know, a lot of the 13-line ground squirrels, they look pretty similar, or the subspecies or populations, but now when you look at their dick bones...
So you're like, hey, excuse me, Mr. Ground Squirrel. I don't know what species you are. Can I
look at your dick?
I need to see your dick bone. I don't really know how that's going to work, but I don't think it's going to be good for you. So can you please eat this and fall unconscious, please?
Yes, so I can examine your penis bone. But it's like, I mean, so you have like really small, like bats have tiny little penis bones, and all dogs have baculum too. The first time I met you, Hank, I believe I handed you a walrus baculum.
Yes, you did.
You thought it was a limb bone because it was 13 inches long. So that's amazing. But that isn't exactly what I was going to talk about. Since I am so fascinated with animal genitalia, another great thing that you can like quote me out of context on Twitter on, I was really fascinated to learn that the female spotted hyena has...
I love hyenas. They're so weird.
You're like sitting back. The female spotted hyena has what is called a pseudopenis, meaning that the way that their social hierarchy is structured, in order for the females of this species to exert their dominance, they have evolved to have an external, essentially pseudopenis. It's an enlarged clitoris that can become erect, that is outside of their body, that can sometimes be like 7 inches long. So their pseudopenis can be longer than the penis of the male spotted hyena. And it's a way for them to like exert their dominance over like who they want to mate with. So it's like a guardian at the door. It's like, you can't get in here. You have to pass the gatekeeper.
This is a thing that I've asked Hank before. Is it like when they're having sex, is it like 2 Chinese finger traps, one trying to fit into the other? Or is it like how does the female choose her partner, and then what's the mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, that's where like the male spotted hyena has got to be pretty flexible. We'll just put it that way. Like, because she's got this pseudopenis that's like coming out and erect, and he's got to figure out how to navigate underneath her with his erection to put their erections together. So it's an erectception.
So is it like just a threat,
Wait,
or does it actually
wait,
get
stop.
used?
Emily just said erectception, so let's just let that land. Like, don't ask a question immediately after that. I know we're all curious.
Yeah,
Go.
I mean...
What was the question?
Sorry about that. My question was, is it just a threat, or does this actually get used?
Does it get used? Yeah, I had that question too.
What do you mean, does it get used?
The
Does it get
pseudopenis.
used?
Does it ever get, does it get
Like the way that giraffe males will exert dominance upon other giraffe males in that way.
Oh yeah, no, this thing is used. I mean, she has to do everything through this like clitoris.
Are babies born through
Babies
it?
are, and so this is like actually a problem that like a lot of scientists are studying is there's a high like pup and female spotted hyena mortality rate because she has to give birth through like a 7-inch penis.
I got real confused about how clitorises work just now.
Yeah. I'm confused in so many ways right now.
He's a doctor.
I'm what? Huh?
Is Lindsay Doe here?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if you think about it, it's just like a complete exaggeration of what happens like in humans. Like human females can gain erections, like when you are sexually aroused.
No. But usually the way in is the same as the way out. So it's like if we're going to like conceive not through that tube, why is the hyena coming out through it?
I don't know. I need to see if the internet has any pictures of hyena birth.
I mean, if you look, you can Google this, and like this has confused zookeepers who have put like what they thought was a male and a female together, and it turns out to be 2 males because the female spotted hyena's penis looks so much like a male penis. But like it is like a way to exert dominance and to like have more control over who you are mating with, so you can be more selective. You know, just it.
I mean, that's definitely a pseudopenis.
Like, if you're a female hyena, spotted hyena looking for a mate, you're wanting a mate with a really flexible but kind of small penis?
I'll tell you that none of these pictures are making this any clearer.
Oh, look at that baby hyena.
Aww.
Sorry, everybody who's not on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Google it on your own phones.
The Googling has been exciting.
Ooh, Anyway, we're not going to get to the bottom of of how this works, I don't think.
I don't know how to make it any more straightforward. It's just like 2 Chinese finger traps trying to come together. I mean, doesn't that? It's perplexing. It's an arms race of penises in the spotted hyena world.
There are lots of weird animal arms races. I would not have thought that this particular one would happen.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a big dick.
It is.
Is it testosterone driven? Like, do hyenas have higher testosterone levels?
Yeah, female hyenas do. It has to do with their levels of androgen, which is testosterone is like So that's an articulate way of putting. It's like in the thing, you know, the part of the whatever.
I'm getting it.
I mean, they pee out of it. Yes, it has been incorporated with the vagina and the urethra. This thing. So, wow. That shouldn't happen. I mean, far be it from me. Do it however you want to do it, hyenas.
I mean,
I don't mean to judge.
We're not judging. Yeah.
It's very odd, but like there's not a lot of answers of why this would be. It's perplexing, and it's like, does it have to do with like hormone levels, or does it have to do with social dominance? And like the thing is,
like the vagina,
the take home for today, like I guess gender and sexuality just aren't that straightforward.
I guess.
Well said.
Yeah, that is baffling.
It is baffling. Dr. Aaron Carroll really wants to.
There's like 4 ways to go, and 3 of them lead to a blind alley. It's just, it's really interesting.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
So just go home and like Google female spotted hyena penis.
Or don't.
Or
No.
I mean,
Yes.
Which that's totally your preference. I have a very long list of potential brand names for dog fart treats.
Yes, let's hear them.
And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this episode is brought to you by Fido Fart Fighter, or possibly Toot Treats.
oh,
That's a cute one.
Toot Treats. Smart Fart. This person just said, "Don't smooch the anus of your pooch." The Telltale Fart.
Whoa, literary.
Sam says, "The Fresh Maker." Oh, Lil Woofer's Stink Decreaser. Woof Wind. The Fart's Desire. I love you guys.
That's good.
I love you guys. The Fart Police.
Oh, puns.
10 out of 10 right there. That was the first response, too, from Martin. Thank you, Martin.
That was great. Thanks.
Somebody who wasn't Martin said, "You're welcome," and then Martin said, "You're welcome." So, a little cheater over there. So are we gonna? Shall we move on?
Yeah, we can't. Like I said, I don't have any answers. I just think it's amazing.
It's awesome.
I don't have
Female
any answers. And you don't have a giant collection of farts, but you do have a giant collection
Of penis bones.
of penis bones.
Yeah. So if you want to come see my penis bone collection,
Chicago
You
Film
had a
Museum.
nice
Out of
long
context
pause
is really
between
bad.
penis and bone. It's just you let it sit there for just long enough.
I like to make
so-
wonder.
I don't know which one of us peed most recently, but you can
I'll
go
go
first.
So it's funny because like I came in with more than one direction, and basically both of yours I could go with. I think I'm going to go the dog direction. So I'm always fascinated with how like actual research advances different things, and how our learning and our knowledge advances as we think about new and interesting studies. So one of the things that I had to learn over time as a pediatrician, and one of the things that has fascinated me is like when you're in the emergency room and some kid comes in and another kid has just bit him really badly, like he's got a terrible bite. People go, "Oh, it's a human bite. That's no big deal." And then they come in with like a dog nipped them, and people are like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I back it up." So when the dog bites, I'm like, "Ah, it's a dog bite. It's not a big deal." Because dogs' mouths are so clean. Dogs' mouths are way cleaner than humans. And if they come in with a human bite, doctors will be like, "That's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you."
Because human mouths are so gross.
Well, it's interesting because like, they go back to research, and they go back to say like, well, why do we think that human mouths are so filthy? And what they did was they did what any good scientist would do. They got a lot of people who came to the emergency room. They gathered a bunch of people who were bit by humans and a bunch of people who were bit by dogs, and it turns out that the human bites were significantly more likely to get infected. And so for a long period of time, we treated human bites as if they were far, 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 far filthier than dog bites, which never made any sense to me because dogs
We don't
lick
eat
their
our
own
own poop,
asses.
yeah.
Right, dogs eat poop. My dog used to eat my other dog's poop. I cannot imagine, I don't understand people that kiss their dogs' mouths. I just don't get it. But people would swear dogs' mouths are cleaner than humans. And I would get lectures on like why, they have these special enzymes. And if we could only harness the power of the dog's mouth, then we could actually disinfect things or make things cleaner or it's insane. But still, we have all this great research which says human bite, horribly likely to get infected. Dog bite doesn't get infected. Well, as we got better, we started to realize that somebody pointed out, well, dog bacteria is different than human bacteria. So, it turns out that, you're just a little bit less likely to get infected by dog bacteria than you are by human bacteria, even if they do. But it turned out, and this was the more fascinating thing, was that the mechanism of injury, how you get hurt and bit by a human, is incredibly different than how you get bit by a dog. Can you guess what the vast majority of human bites that come to an emergency room are?
Children.
No?
The little biters.
Anyone? No.
No, not sex.
Bar fights. Bar fights.
And they have alcohol in their mouths.
Yep. It's even better. It's punching. If I punch you in the mouth, it's so much of a deeper bite than if you try to bite me. Correct.
It's
not
just
a bite.
I have inverse bitten you.
I have hurt myself on your teeth as opposed to you biting me.
Yeah.
And it's like it has nothing to do with the bite. It's entirely I forced you, and you can get down to the bone. I mean, if I punch you in the mouth. So,
I mean, I could
Please
get down to
don't.
the bone if I bit you too, by the way.
well, maybe.
I could take that thing right off.
But it's just. I guess that's probably true. But regardless, it's that. So if we actually control for the mechanism of injury, if we only look at dogs biting onto humans and humans biting onto humans, it turns out the infection rates are like no different at all.
I have ow, I just hit the mic with my tooth. I have another guess that I would be curious if it was controlled for. Is it possible that people go to the doctor for less serious dog bites because they're more ashamed of their human bites? So maybe they wait a little while to see if the human bite's going to get bad.
So that they actually have control for, because again, with the bar fight, people come in almost immediately because it's usually like some kind of emergency room thing, and they're there almost immediately. And people in general, actually now, I think it's gotten the opposite way. They freak out over human bites. Like if your kid gets bit at school, freak out. Like everybody starts getting worried that something's going to happen. So they come straight to the doctor. So I actually would almost argue the opposite might occur, that we see the human bites earlier. But so many of them get treated. But of course, this begs the question is what we really need is a nice controlled study of punching dogs in the mouth. to see if that is just as likely to get infected as when I punch a human in the mouth.
Well, and also what happens when a human bites a dog or when a dog punches a human in the mouth.
That would be great. I have not seen the studies of human biting dogs. That would maybe the veterinary literature, that'd be great. I don't know. I'm sure there's studies of dogs biting dogs. Anyway, so it's either going to be we got to wait for the human punches the dog in the mouth study, or we have to just, grade cleanliness not by any of this, but on have you recently, licked shit with your tongue? And if the answer is no, your mouth is cleaner than a dog's mouth.
I once watched a friend of mine's dog. We went on a walk, and they were like, "Be careful, he'll eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
He'll if he sees deer poop, he'll eat all the deer poop." And I'm like, "It's deer poop. Like of all the poops, it's basically just grass.
Salad.
It's salad. Yeah, it's like salad with a little bit of poop mixed in."
That can be like the worst smelling though.
I mean, coprophagia was going to be my second topic.
Oh yeah. Well, we got there.
I know. See.
My second topic was actually the other. Never mind. I'm not gonna get you to my second
No, you
topic.
have to.
Oh, do I have to?
Oh, before you go here,
No.
I had to jump in for 2 seconds. So you know how bed bugs have
Yeah.
sex? This is
Yeah.
I
crazy.
do know this.
Did they have
literally-
pseudo-penises?
No,
No.
they actually attack the women and they literally rape the female in the abdomen. They ignore the vagina completely and they stick their penis like a spear
It's called-
directly into the abdomen and then just like ejaculate all over the place and hope that the sperm find their way to the egg inside.
Yeah.
They're just
No,
assholes. They're absolute assholes.
It's various species use this technique. It is called traumatic insemination.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That's horrifying.
But how do they not get infected? That's how we should
They
study
probably
that.
do. They just don't care.
Oh,
They're
they just
assholes. They're
die,
bed
yeah.
bugs.
They're terrible, and they do it to your skin too, and you don't even know it's. No, I'm kidding. That was not a good face. I feel really bad now. I have no idea why bed bugs make you itch, but I don't think it's because they're fucking your arm.
That's still not like, it still grosses me out. Even I'm like, oh, at least they're not fucking my arm. No, it's still horrible.
Still don't want bed bugs? Okay, I can accept. Anyway, my friend was telling me I was walking this dog. Story happened a while ago, and I was watching out for deer poop, and this dog snuck off, and I was not paying attention, and it ate a 30-year-old dead bird.
So this is a thing that I didn't know.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Until I had a dog, I didn't know that birds just died. There are dead birds everywhere.
Oh, girl.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Do we need to have a conversation about dead birds?
They're I know that they die, but I thought they would get decomposed faster, or I didn't know that they last so long.
They do
And
last
they're,
a long time.
waiting for somebody's dog to find them.
It's a part of it is all of the feathers that kind of insulate them from maggots and other decomposers coming in. So so you have the bacteria that is going to start leading to bloat and everything, but unless they start to get picked apart by insects, those suckers will just the fluffy deteriorators. I don't know.
The fire escape at our old office building was a microcosm of bird life and death, and it was just very sad. Very sad. Pigeons are not smart about when they have their babies. It's dudes, it's gonna be December in 2 weeks. Don't give birth right now. It's Montana.
And you built a nest on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
You're just sliding down.
And they don't even have nests. Pigeons are just well, I'll put a couple sticks here and lay my egg on that. And then if it doesn't work out, fuck it. I don't know. I mean, it's a college town. I've been eating a lot of weed. I don't really pigeon strategy for the next generation of pigeons is try it out. It might not work.
Well, and that's what's amazing that they've been so successful, right?
Yeah.
So successful.
Well, it is
playing
a
a
good
volume
strategy,
game.
but
Yeah,
it's not good for all the pigeon babies who I had to clean up and dog poop bag them.
Aww. You could have just
Throw it at the dumpster because
brought them
I was
to the-
tired of my employees having to look at them.
Maybe that's why Lemon's farts smelled so bad.
I didn't feed them to my dog.
No, maybe the dog just got to them before you did.
Oh, okay. It's just always. I don't think that Lemon spent a lot of time on that fire escape. She was pretty precarious. Where were we? Oh, so you were talking about coprophagia.
Yeah, just poop eating.
Yeah.
You know, like you do.
So my alternate topic, which I didn't have enough to go into for this to be a good topic for this episode, and I'm not going to use it in the future, is something called fecal vomiting.
Oh,
What? I'm hooked.
seen that.
You've seen it?
Seen it.
Not from
What?
your own body, though.
Oh, no, thank God, no.
It's
No,
when
is
you-
it
it's when
like
you
an
puke,
owl pellet?
You puke long enough that your body starts to dig deep enough that your poop comes out your mouth.
No.
But no, because your gus does.
It's not.
No.
Nope, it's not easy to do. It's not.
It does not happen often.
No, and it's not pleasant, and everyone freaks out.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I freak out if I puke.
Oh, I mean, other people even around we freak out. It's not. Oh, the person's freaking out. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, but like you're a doctor and you're like,
Oh,
that's not. Nope. That's
No, that's when-
not a thing that happens much.
That's when the doctors start telling the stories of all the other horrible things that they've had to witness. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's going on.
no.
No, that's really all I know
Oh,
about.
okay. Well,
Can it go the other way? Could you could you be pooping so much that
That
then
would
it
be
just, like-
poop.
No, but I mean like.
Have you
But I
ever
mean
had
that-
By
Mexican
definition,
food?
everything that comes out of the other direction is
But
poop.
but I don't understand how it why it has to. I don't understand why it's digging so deep.
I don't
that you
really
wouldn't-
know. I think
It's like your peristalsis starts backing up and the sphincter stop working as well. But you can also actually have this happen when you can develop a fistula, like if you have some other problem.
blocks.
So, yes, and so like if your colon is too much wetted up against something else, eventually you can develop a little pathway where it gets in a feedback loop.
But you couldn't poop out a carrot.
Oh, sure, you could do that regular though.
Yeah, that's true. So, but it's
Yeah.
it's
Who
not
among
because
us hasn't
of
pooped
the
out some
breakdown.
corn or whatnot? You know.
Yeah.
it's like-
But like a whole carrot though.
oh,
I want
That's what I wanted to know.
Dr. Aaron Carroll, can I poop out a whole carrot?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Can you just
I
eat something
bet
and it
you
just
can.
runs
Give it to
all
my
the
dog.
way through? Because
Yeah.
that's why animals eat their own poop.
yeah.
So you
Because this
get it a
happens with
second
other
time.
animals.
That's
Yeah.
why my first dog was getting so old, the digestion wasn't working well enough, and the second dog found whatever was in the first dog's poop so appetizing because it was undigested that he could not help himself.
Well, I mean, could not help himself.
Oh no, he could not. We tried everything. We worked hard. This dog was.
But he was helping himself.
Sam wanted Ocho's poop. He just did.
He was like, I see the nutritional
Yeah,
value
this smells
in
like
this.
dog food and poop.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things. And poop. All right. Well, I got one.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God, it's going to be better than fecal.
no, it's not really better than. It's just I didn't have that much to say about fecal vomiting because I don't know as much about it as you do. But maybe I should have just said fecal vomiting. Go. Yeah. Remarkably, most of the things that our bodies do work just fine in space. Like, we are not reliant on gravity for much. Like, there are things that don't go as well if we're not upright or if we're not in in an environment at 1G where we were designed to live. Like, the way that our the valves in our circulatory system work are kind of designed for gravity to be there. And so if you hang upside down, you can pass out. If you're in space, then you get all puffy in your face because you don't have gravity pulling your blood down. But like, your digestion still works. You could poop if you were hanging from your feet. Like,
I don't think that would go well. I'm just.
it
trying
wouldn't.
to-
Yeah, I mean, you can't, like physically, like no, don't do it. I'm not a suggestion.
Okay.
But like there's kind of this like feeling like, oh well, like you eat from your mouth and you poop from your butt, and so like probably like gravity's pulling the food through you. But that's not how it works. It's all done by muscles in your body. That's like it squeezes the food through all the tubes until it comes out the other side. So you could be hanging from a thing and like eat a hamburger and however long it'll come out. Like your body can do that. It can power against gravity. So in space, you can still eat. This is great news. We didn't even know if this was definitely sure until we sent people to space, but they can survive up there. It's number one news. But there is one bodily function that does not work in space, and I'm going to ask you guys to guess what it is.
Ejaculation.
No, that works just fine.
Okay. all
Actually,
right, sorry.
there isn't a
Oh
ton-
God, no! I sound like a weirdo.
There isn't a ton of like research on sex stuff in space because NASA doesn't want people to say like NASA studies sex in space because it would be bad for their funding. So like on the record, there's never been space sex, which I think is impossible.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be up there,
Yeah. Unless, yeah. So, no, ejaculation works. Your guess. Just pick
You
a
were gonna
bodily
say
function.
ejaculation too, weren't you?
Yeah. Emily stole my sentence. Crying.
Crying works just fine.
I'm going to go with burping.
Burping is the answer.
Oh.
Can you fart?
You can fart. You can fart in space, no problem. So,
Did you burp in what? Okay.
so you can burp in space. But here's the thing, like burping relies upon gravity. The liquid and solids in your stomach go down and the gases go up because the gases are less dense. And so you can burp the gases that are in your stomach. If you have gas in your stomach and there's no gravity, you just have a big mixy mash of solid liquid gas. And
Space
so
bloat.
you can burp, but it's like literally every time an astronaut burps, they puke.
Does that happen?
Every time.
Does it happen?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh.
Like,
Maybe that's why there hasn't
the
been sex in
things
space.
they don't
'cause
tell
that's
you
so
about.
gross.
Sorry, I missed it.
Sorry, maybe that's why they don't have sex in space, because they're just like totally turned off by each other.
Yeah, I was like, it smells up here, and I keep wet burping. That's what they call it. They call it wet burps. However, now this is the cool part.
There can't be a cool part. This
There's
has
a
upset
cool-
me much more than I thought it would. I got to be honest.
There is a cool part. There is an astronaut named Jim Newman who developed a technique that astronauts have now used when they are able to. And if you have enough space, and if you are ready to burp, you can push off and create a little bit of
Genius.
artificial gravity and burp at that exact moment and not puke.
Holy fucking
science. Yeah, that is genius.
So they like jump in the space station so that they can burp.
A true hero.
What's his name again? How do we not all know his name?
Jim Newman.
How is he not on our money?
It's called the Newman technique. I don't know if it is. I just made that up. It
is now.
Yeah. So I watched a video of, who's that? The guy who did Space Oddity in Space? Yeah, Chris Hadfield, astronaut Chris Hadfield, telling a young, 5-6-year-old boy was having a Skype with him in a classroom. So there's a bunch of classrooms with kindergartners, and he was like, "Can you burp in space?" And Chris Hadfield is like, "Well, let me tell you all about it." And the kid is just like, jaw open, eyes unblinking, like, I did not sign up for this.
Well, that was probably the first time that kid asked a gross question and someone took him seriously.
Yeah.
Because
Tell me all about it, Astro Man.
can you imagine that kid being like, "Mom, we're gonna talk to the astronaut today," and she's gonna be like, "What are you gonna ask him?" And he's gonna be like, "Can you burp in space hat?" And she'd be like, "You're not going to school today." What a great teaching opportunity.
Yeah, so caution if you are ever in space.
Jump before you burp.
Jump before you burp. Oh man, there's so many reasons not to go to space.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that brave people are doing it who are not me. So a related question though that I am very fascinated by, and I want to know if you have any answers to this question. How do I know if I'm gonna fart or poop? Because you almost always. Sometimes
No.
you misfire.
We call that the fart diarrhea gamble, and you lose all the time.
It's
At least I do. I don't know. It's
well, I mean, when my colitis was real bad, I went months without farting unless I was on a toilet.
I have ulcerative colitis too, and my wife will often remark that she has never heard me fart. Or when I do, it's such a shock that the whole house comes to a stop. It's like, what? Dad? Was that Dad? Was that? Because it's I'm the same way. It's just I lived too many years of panic. What could possibly? You're rolling the dice, and you do not want to come up snake eyes.
Well, it's since I've
Do not.
especially on a plane.
Or at work. Anywhere.
I mean, eventually you got to get used to pooping in your pants if you have
Oh,
colitis.
yeah. Well, that's good. Yes, but still, there are times when it's still difficult.
Yes, it's inconvenient.
That's a good word.
It's the nice thing about being the boss, though. Is I can be in the middle of a meeting, I'd be like, "Guys, I gotta go." I'm not gonna tell you why.
But they know.
Hank, we know why. Yeah.
That's when you know you have good friends, right?
Yeah, but I don't have to say it out loud. Whereas,
And
like,
you don't
usually
crop dust us either.
Like, I feel if you were like, I mean, I guess the same thing. If you were like, Hank, I have to leave, I'd be like, well, I'm sure Caitlin had a really good reason for leaving this meeting early, and I'm not going to ask. Like, I'm just not going to go into, but I feel very empowered to do that. In a way I don't. Like, if I'm at a business dinner, I'm always like, wait for the good moment, and then I will go, but stop talking about this thing so it's less awkward when I excuse myself to go to the bathroom. Anyway. So
how do you?
You don't have to go, Hank. You can just let us know. We'll wait.
So
yeah.
Like I'm just saying.
I don't know, but this is one of those, like, if you truly think about it, the anal sphincter is such an amazing thing, because it's like it has to control liquid, solid, and gas.
Yeah.
And it has to sort of at some point figure out, how do I let out one of those three things without the other two? Like, we have nothing we can make that does
like,
that.
gravity is saying everything at once.
Right.
Everything's headed this way. So
And
just like blah, 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 blah.
Yet still, the body pulls it off all the time. Most of the time, the body pulls it off. It's amazing.
I mean, when I took anatomy and physiology, my professor said to me a phrase that I will never forget. We're not really sure what the rectum does. And I was like, really? Like, it's a big old part of your body, and like, I was like, they're like, it's sort of like a packaging plant, kind of. But there's a lot, like, the whole large intestine is like a certain thing, and then the rectum happens, and it's like, oh, that's a different thing. We're not really sure why it's different or physiologically, like, what but like, I feel like it has to be at least part, like, making the gas not hanging out with the rest.
Or it could just be a storefront. Packaging plant.
Packaging plant.
Getting it ready to go. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing. I don't think we know. But I mean, it is amazing to think about how the body can do that. I mean, you've got all that stuff down there, and it can selectively choose, most of the time, sort of which of those.
Well, you can't choose.
No.
You can know. I can't, like, sit here and be like, okay, now I'm going to fart. Now I'm going to poop. Now I'm going to fart.
No.
I can't choose.
I like to think some people can. I don't know. Maybe no one can.
You don't remember anymore.
I don't know. But it's like, that I like to think that some people are like, I can fart right now without pooping. Or, I don't think you can poop without farting. I don't think you can do that.
Well, you can't choose to, but it can happen.
Yes.
I'm sure that it occurs occasionally.
I like to think that some people can be like, I'm going to just squeak out this fart and yet not poop my pants.
Yes, many people can do that.
I believe that.
Yes.
Can I read the abstract proposal for that study? What NSF? What does the butthole do?
Dear NSF, what are buttholes for? How do they work? I once read, and this might be total bullshit, that there were receptor cells, receptor cells in the rectum that could tell if liquid was present. And I don't know if that's true, or if you can just sort of feel the difference between like, you just learn as a child when you're being potty trained, the difference between, like, a fart feel and a poop feel.
So there has to be something to that, because when kids are born rarely without innervation of the rectum, it's a real problem.
I don't know what that meant.
So when they are born and they don't have proper nerves running into their into all the way down, it's Hirschsprung's disease, and actually you just back up, like they can't figure out to go.
Oh.
It's a real serious problem. So there probably is something to that the way that it is innervated, the way that the nerves go in there, make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely
When I was being serious, all of a sudden it got so quiet.
Yeah, but there's definitely something to the positive feedback loop of pooping, where like it's like if once the button gets pushed, it's like, I'm opening up now. Yep. Get to the place. Yep. Go to the hole where you go. Human mammal thing.
Oh, it has to be. Yes.
Yeah. And so it's like when your body's experiencing a positive feedback loop, it's like, oh. So.
I feel like we're having our own conversation at this point.
Sorry. Yes, this is the colitis couch. We have a different relationship with our buttholes. Anyway, how's your poopers?
Oh, mine's pretty good.
Yeah, same.
Works fine.
They're like, I haven't pooped my pants in a while. I don't know.
No, yeah. What do you guys talk? Grace Helbig has this thing on her podcast where she asks, like, your three-word pooping in your pants story, and occasionally people are like, I don't have one of those, and she's like, what's that life like?
Yeah.
That sounds glorious. And there's so many people out there who just don't know. And it's fine. Live your wonderful lives.
I mean,
everyone has their advantages and disadvantages.
Do we want to share our pooping your pants stories?
I mean, we have a little bit of time.
Oh my gosh. Well, so when we went to Peru with the Field Museum for filming, we had our rabies vaccines and our other vaccines and whatever, and they give you, antibiotics in case you get sick, and they're like, you'll know when you need to start taking the antibiotic. And I'm like, no, but like, should I take it when I feel a little like this one day? And they're like, no, you will know when you need to start taking that antibiotic. And so we're like helicoptered into the middle of the jungle and essentially left there. And if you get bit by a venomous snake, you just hope that the radio can get through so you can get evacuated out. And so you're on your own. And there were no toilets. There were just holes dug in the ground that you had to like squat over, and there was a tarp you could put up for decency. So it was pretty rugged, but that's also where all the insects collected at night. So frequently I had my headlamp on, watching like 2 scorpions and an amplipygid duke it out around the,
Poo hole.
fart hole in the ground. Anyway, whatever. So I was there for a few days, and the water that you're drinking is the color of tea because it's like water that has sat and leached all the nutrients out of the leaves, and so they just put iodine tablets in it in order to sterilize it so that you can drink it, but it dehydrates you, and also it's full of who knows what. So I went out because I was going to go for a walk on a day, and I felt pretty good, and I was walking for maybe 10 minutes before I just like shit my pants. There was no warning, there was no feedback loop, there was no, this might be liquid. It was just, I was just walking in the jungle, and like, I think I was like vlogging, like at the time. And oh my God, I have to find this footage. But it was just like a moment where like my expression just changed, and then the camera goes off, and I had just shit my pants. And like, that's when I knew, I should start taking those antibiotics.
No, you'll know. Because of the way your pants smell.
You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I wondered when you were like, the fart poop gamble. Like, I was like, what do you win? Like, with that
Not
gamble?
pooping
And I was
your
like,
pants.
Yeah.
Not pooping
I
your
thought-
pants is
but
the
I
win.
feel like that's like jackpot, maybe, actually, when you really just like suddenly are like, oop, like.
There's
my
nothing
pants
you
are-
could do.
Yeah.
That's
No,
definitely.
I could have been on the toilet and I still probably would have shit all over myself. And then but there would have been a scorpion battle, so it would have been fine, This was just, I had to like walk back to camp and hope nobody saw my shit pants.
When I was in Haiti, I had a moment where I was like, I need to go now or else. And I like went to the people with water.org, and I was like, what do I have to do if I have to poop right now? Because we were like we were like in a village, but not anywhere with running water. And they were like, well, we got toilet paper in the truck, and there's you can go the way that they go in this village. And so I did that, and I came out, and they like, everybody was like, you did that? And I was like, I mean, what was the choice?
Right? What's the alternative?
I would rather go in like the place where people poop than in my pants. And yeah. And I felt like surprised that like the water.org people were impressed with me. I was like, no, like it's where human beings poop here, right? So I will also poop here. That's fine.
My stories are not nearly as exciting, and they're not in like faraway exotic places.
No.
Mine are like I was driving to work and I pooped my pants.
It's a really good. Like I feel like there's a song waiting in there somewhere.
I was thinking like when you were like the three-word story,
Yeah.
I was thinking like, driving while praying. That was my 3-word story.
What an inviting environment that like we can all get on stage and I can like, this is the first time I ever told my pooping pants story in front of like thousands of people.
It's a great
That's what
one.
Nerdfighteria has done.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't heard that one myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same, Aaron. Just like, it's not very exciting. But I also like, we'll get stuck in a conversation. I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, could usually exit really quickly. Or like, I grew up like in the woods. So I'm like, yeah,
Just go.
I have gone, I'm a puker as well. So I've pooped and puked in like anywhere. Like, sometimes that's just what you do.
Ooh.
It just has to happen.
Should we have like a word? Like, should there be a word like for, in Nerdfighteria
Right.
that if you need to excuse yourself from like a business meeting or a dinner or a conversation because you're going to poop your pants?
It's like watermelon. It's
Yeah.
like-
Can you pass the watermelon?
yeah.
Well, I really want some watermelon. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. I gotta go get my watermelon.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot my watermelon in my car. People will be so
back.
confused.
Perfect.
They'll just let you
BRB.
go. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, of course. You need to get your water. Okay.
Yeah. Watermelon is my is Catherine's word for when she needs me, and it means that I should come home with the baby because I feel bad like going to work.
Call it a watermelon?
No, just that's like the safe word. Oh. Not the safe word. It's a different thing.
It has so many purposes, that word.
It's the. It's just like I don't want her to have to explain why she needs me. I just want her to watermelon. I'm coming. That's all you. Dang it! I don't know. Oh God!
You're never going to be able to use that right again.
This is why we need a.
My glasses got foggy. Oh, just checking out.
We know what you meant.
Looking at my computer.
I don't think the answer's
there
there.
are 2,000 people in this room.
Yes, back to
look at those hyena dicks.
Penises. Watermelon.
Yeah, I mean, they do need a safe word.
Oh boy.
Well, I think this has been a wonderful episode of Holy Fucking Science.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who came out to join us. Thank you to the people listening at home as well. Thank you to our director, Lou
Winkler.
who's filming out there. And thank you to the sound staff, the lovely people who are making us sound good. And
Thanks.
to all of you here at NerdCon Nerdfighteria, thank you all so much. This was lovely. I'm Hank Green.
I'm Aaron Carroll.
I'm Caitlin Hofmeister.
And I'm Emily Grassley.
And this has been Holy Fucking Science. Have a lovely day.